Hi, let's talk about proper noun and the tips to identify them in the sentence. Now, before moving on to proper noun, we already know there are 8 parts of speech in English, and they are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection, and articles are also sometimes considered as one of the parts of speech. However, most of the words in English do not belong to one single class of words, and therefore we must pay attention to the context or usage of a word in order to identify its part of speech. For instance, I work hard. In this sentence, work is a verb, and in the second sentence, that is, work is worship, your work functions as a noun. Now let's define noun. So noun is a word that stands for a person, an animal, a place, a thing, an idea, or a thought. Further, nouns are of almost 8 types, namely proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract noun, concrete noun, count and uncount nouns. The first type of noun, that is proper noun, is a name or word that is unique or specific to a person, an animal, a place, a thing, or an idea. Let's see what kind of words fall under the category of proper nouns apart from the dominant ones like the names of persons and places. Number 1, names of religious groups like Hindu, Muslim, and Christian. Names of tribes, for example, Erula, and names of castes like Maratha, Dalit, and Brahmin. Number 2, words for unique entities like names of flowers, for example, marigold, names of vegetables, for instance, potato, and names of sports like football and cricket. Then, words for various religious terms like God, Krishna, Shiva, and Jesus. That means the names of gods. Also, the names of religious books or scriptures, for instance, Quran, Bible, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Guru Granth Sahib. Later, the names of institutions, establishments, or organizations like Oxford University, LIC SBI, Apple Company, Amul, Tata, Raigad Fort, and the White House. Number 6. Names of countries, states, cities, and villages, for instance, India, Maharashtra, Mumbai, and Bandra. Number 7. Names of mountains, rivers, hills, seas, and oceans, for example, Mount Everest, Ganga, Krishna, the Araulis, the Himalayas. Number 8. Designations or titles like President, Prime Minister, and Chief Minister, especially when they are accompanied by the name of the concerned person. Then number 9. Names of subjects like economics, English, mathematics, chemistry, and physics. And finally, names of festivals and special days like Diwali, Christmas, Ramzan, Women's Day, Good Friday, etc. all are considered as proper nouns in the English language. Now let's discuss some important rules related to proper nouns which would help us identify them in a sentence. Rule number 1 is that proper nouns mostly begin with capital letters. For instance, in Mumbai, M is capital, and in Ravi, R is capital. Next rule is that proper nouns are hardly pluralized. For instance, we cannot say Samsungs, but we can say Samsung phones. Similarly, Naveen cannot be pluralized as Naveens. Next trick to identify a proper noun in a phrase is that it mostly occurs right after an adjective. For instance, strong Shivaji. But in a sentence, proper noun happens to be the very first word of the sentence, particularly when there is no adjective in that sentence. For instance, in the sentence, New Zealand is an island, New Zealand is the proper noun. Then, proper nouns also normally occupy the place right after the verb or preposition in a sentence. For example, I live in Budapest. Here in is a preposition and Budapest is the name of a city. Finally, proper nouns are normally not preceded by the articles, for example, a, an, and the, unless they are used either as adjectives or collective nouns or common nouns. For example, in the phrases the Vermas, the Patils, and the Smiths, all of these proper nouns, that is, Vermas, Patils, and Smiths, are preceded by the article the, and therefore they happen to be the collective nouns there. In the second sentence, she is the Lata Mangeshkar of our class. Lata Mangeshkar, which is a proper noun, happens to be an adjective here because it is preceded by the article the. And finally, she is an American. Here, American is used as a common noun because it is preceded by the article an. Now here is an exercise for you to identify the proper nouns in the sentences, and you can post your answers in the comment box. I hope you liked our video. Please like, share, subscribe, and finally leave a comment as your suggestion. Thank you. See you in the next video.